Hey everyone, and welcome. Really glad to see so many of you are here today. Uh, so as we all know that we are here for the DesignO's advanced B2B ordering and brand portal, and we are going to give you a live walkthrough as we mentioned in our webinar clearly. This webinar is for someone who is dealing with B2B print orders day in and day out, whether that's managing corporate clients, franchisee setups, or just trying to get away from endless email chains. So this one's for you. So stick around. I think you will find this really useful. So quick stat before we dive in. So the global print management software market is on its way to $9.71 billion by 2030. So yeah, the industry is growing. The real question is whether your B2B setup is ready for growth with it or not. So now, Ankit, can we move to next slide? So now let me quickly introduce the two people who are actually going to make this session worthwhile because I'm just the host here. So first up, we have Ankit Dave. So Ankit has spent years working with printing businesses across the globe, helping them move their operations online in a way that actually works for them. He's one of the core people behind DesignO and DesignNBuy. So if you have got any question about how something works, he's your guy. So welcome, Ankit. And then we have Tim. Tim has been in the print and graphic arts wood over 25 years, right, Tim? And he has been working across business strategies, technology, sales, pretty much every corner of this industry. Great to have you here, Tim. So here's
Thank you.
what we are. Can we move to the next slide? Yes. Next. Next. Yes. So here what we are going to learn today. So why locking your B2B into any platform is a growing risk. Then we'll check with what platform independent B2B is actually looks like and what it means when your business grows and migrates. And then we'll have a live walkthrough. And then we'll answer your questions. So if you have any questions throughout this session, just drop it off and just drop it into the chat and we'll cover it by end of the session. So, Ankit, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Ajay. I hope I'm audible enough now. Yep. So, in today's webinar, we are going to discuss more about the B2B in print. So, B2B is not a new buzzword. It has been into the industry since more than a couple of decades now. So, what's new that we are going to come up with? So, if you can see, before a couple of decades, we were talking about moving orders off email, right? Web to print was new then, and there were technologies coming up to reduce the manual intervention, allowing the customers and helping printers to manage everything online. So, and after that, after a decade of it, last decade, we have seen how every platform had some versions of a B2B portal. There were many web to print portals coming up. There were different MIS systems, CRM systems, ERP systems that kind of come up. In today's scenario, most of them have the same fundamental problem that there are different solutions available, but majority of them are working in silos. What is lacking in today's world is where the printer want to find the approach is everything putting together, how all the solutions cumulatively can come together and solve a purpose, because ultimately our goal is to make ease of operations, use the technology for the betterment, reduce the manual intervention, increase the throughput, and ultimately help the business grow through these solutions. So the challenge are not different terminologies and solutions that are already available, but how cumulatively all of them can put together, work in a way that operation excellence are achieved. And that is what we are going to discuss more in detail. So the world has changed now. Every decade, there are different technology shifts which we cannot avoid. In today's decade, it's AI, which is rewriting the rules for the new platforms, tools, and buying behaviors. Each and every industry, since I guess 3 to 4 decades, has been adopting IT in one or the other way. You cannot avoid new changes into the IT because now it is directly related to your operational excellence. It's directly related to how your throughputs are going to be, your productivity, your cost of overall cycle. So in today's uh, world, what is dominant? It may not be the same technology which is going to rule in tomorrow's landscape. So what you need to be very cautious about is to choose a path which is future proof, because technology complements your business ideas and not the other way around. The technology and the path of implementation that you choose should be future proof enough that when your business plan shifts, when you want to grow, the technology should complement you and should not be a hurdle at that point in time. So the winner stays fluid, not locked to a particular platform. You should not be in a cage of technology. On the contrary, it should allow you to free up your scale and expand. And that's what we are going to discuss in more detail. I understand Tim has joined, who is having practically more than 2 to 3 decades of experience in having this printing technologies, and he has seen how those are helping the world. Tim, if you would like to now uh, share your insight, and I'll be open up to have a candid discussion with you on this.
Yeah, it's not good to know that I've been in the industry for nearly 30 years, but it is what it is. And 20 odd of those have been with web to print. So yeah, I guess I've had a little bit of experience. I guess for me, the concept of B2B was pretty much the first place that web to print came from to deliver against a number of certain requirements. But obviously, this not being a particularly new concept, I guess for me and also for a lot of the people watching the webinar is, I guess, what's new here? Why is the B2B module within the design and buy offering, a better option than some of the more traditional B2B platforms that are out there serving out this space at the moment? And I think that would be a good place to start by understanding that, and why the focus has been put on this, given your comments about needing to be future proof.
I mean, I'm thankful you brought up this question, Tim. So yeah, it allows me to put together the answer in my way. So if you see at DesignNBuy, we have always been a trendsetter and not the trend follower. I have witnessed one of its kind when we introduced the greeting card designers long back. We are among the first introductors of the platform independent web to print solution, which we call it a DesignO. So, and we also are one of its kind to introduce 360-degree preview for products such as photo book, dynamic spine calculation. We are also one among and the first one in the industry to come up with the spine customization. So we are always a trendsetter and not the trend follower. And we always tend to be providing cutting edge technologies to our printers. So here, what I'm going to discuss, and as you question, like B2B is already there in the industry and this buzzword is already there. So what's new? So when we introduced DesignO with a focus to truly make our printers independent of the e-commerce technology. As you all know, web to print is tightly coupled with the e-commerce platform. And there are many legacy solutions which are bound with a particular e-commerce platform that's kind of forcing the printers to work with a desired particular technology. They do not have a free hand to change the technology. For example, if they are, using Shopify or WooCommerce or Magento as in different e-commerce platforms, and there is a legacy solution which works with only one kind of a platform or a custom built platform, it will not allow them to shift from one particular technology platform to the other, right? So when we introduce DesignO with a mindset that let's not force them to work with a particular legacy platform or technology. Let us make a web to print solution independent enough yet powerful enough, which not only provides all the solution of web to print functionalities, but also truly make them vendor agnostic or platform agnostic, wherein printers can, freely change the e-commerce platform, have complete ownership of e-commerce platform, and then have a complete control about it. And since more than 5 to 7 years, we have succeeded into this. We have now extended the same functionality and mindset in this B2B platform. So B2B is a existing term, but having B2B as part of web to print domain and web to print admin panel is something that I'm going to showcase you again, first of its kind, because now the B2B which I'm showing you, that is managed entirely within the web to print admin section, truly independent of the technology platform. So that is what the crux of this webinar and the solution is about.
Cool. So, I mean, obviously, if someone can, I guess, avoid having to keep changing platforms as new platforms come into vogue and others go out, and whatever AI is going to be throwing at us, it would be good to understand, I guess, what's inside the B2B module that makes it different, and I guess how it works within design. So that I think that there's enormous one type of platform, and as you said, it wasn't on anyone's cards until I guess it must have flourished quite heftily through the the COVID era. But as a B2B client resting within a legacy system, there's also a lot of costs to be considered. And I assume that with what's sitting inside, that hopefully you can show us, it will give people the ability to actually continue to look after the client and the products that they're looking after within the client in the way that they've been used to. If it's possible, you could show us inside and let us get a better idea of it. That would help, and especially if there's some level of simplicity to it.
Sure thing, Tim. So let me dive deeper into what comes with the B2B portal that we have. So it's complete corporate brand portal that we have come up with, be it setting up a branded storefront for a corporate client, be it creating a departments and assigning roles within these departments, or be it setting up a credit-based purchasing and what the client ordering experience looks like. So it gives a complete brand-specific enterprise storefront for your corporate customers, having different departments being set for them, different employees who are able to access the brand specific products, not only the brand specific products, it is also suitable to provide franchisee based and multi-location based dashboards, providing master owner dashboard who can see all the locations in one view, provide the brand assets and templates which are being pushed centrally across different outlets. There are individual store controls without losing top level visibility. So ultimately, it gives you a complete, uh, you know, visibility on your corporate clients, their specific branded storefronts, allowing their customers to, securely log in, access the branded products and the templates, and having placed the order, which ultimately comes to you centrally, and you will be able to execute the orders and serve your franchisee or corporate customers.
Gotcha. So, I mean, as a brand governance platform, managing all aspects of a governance of a company's brand constraints, imagining this, I guess, getting real with it, and imagining this in a live scenario. Imagining that I don't know, maybe I'm a printer that's just won a large corporate with, say, 200 plus users, or even double that. And as in employees with multiple departments, multiple locations, and obviously the need for all of these individuals throughout the organization to order against those brand constraints. That would be one scenario that would be the way that this could work. But obviously within a franchise, it's a similar scenario. But obviously you've got multiple businesses within one organization, even though they share a brand. So, in that you've got different locations, different managers. So you've got a tiered approach. It's still obviously the same brand. And obviously you'd still need the standard running through the whole operation. But I think to a lot of people that have historically always managed B2B, it's quite a nightmare to deal with as an organization, as a print company. And I think that there would be some concerns about this potentially being an operational nightmare to manage. So, how would that work within DesignO to take the I guess the fear factor and the complexity out of it? It would be good if we could just touch on that and understand a bit about how you do that with a level of simplicity. I guess on both scenarios as well.
Sure. I think we can practically deep dive into how it functions, and that way
Mm-hmm.
it will be easier for me to showcase how things, work in terms of the
Sure,
B2B portal. So
sure.
I hope my screen is visible.
Yep.
Okay.
So we're
So
looking at the administration element, the
no,
back end of the solution, or the
right
front?
now I'm showing you the front side of the B2B portal. So we
Perfect.
have two B2B portals.
Mm-hmm.
You can see one is for the Skyline Reality Group. Another one is for the Wellness Healthcare Group. Now, this is
Yep.
completely a brand specific storefront that I'm showing you. Of course, there will be a B2C storefront
Yep.
for the consumers, right? A storefront common for all. Now, what
Mm-hmm.
I'm showing you is the brand specific storefronts, right?
Yep.
So first I'll show you brand specific storefronts, and from the admin side of the story, how the brand, I mean, the corporate brand admin and different location heads or the managers, as you said, can
Yep.
function among this. Okay.
Yep.
So as a printer, you can create different branded storefront. One of the branded storefront which you are seeing it here is this, which is having
Yep.
Skyline Reality Group. So
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
you can see their set of products. So this is the front end employee portal. So I just logged in as the employee of the Skyline Reality Group. Now,
Mm-hmm.
as an employee, either I will be given a privilege to order directly, or I will be having an approving authority, which would be
Yep.
my manager or the department head. So
Okay.
if, let's say, if I want to buy some identity cards or would like to print some letterheads and place the order, there will be an approving authority who will actually approve the order and then place the order on behalf of me, and then the printer is going to fulfill. So this complete workflow is something that we have managed it. So this is the front end part of the corporate storefront. This is
Mm-hmm.
one storefront. This is another. As you can see, there
Yep.
is a change in logo. There are
Mm-hmm.
different set of products available for this particular corporate storefronts. So what you can do is you can populate the specific products which are aligned to this particular corporate storefronts. So in the admin panel section, you have the configuration settings to assign the products. at the product level to different corporate storefronts. And you can create different specific templates, which are brand specific templates for these products. So ultimately, when let's say as an employee of the wellness healthcare group, if I come here and I can just go to the letterhead product, and I can then choose my options. And when I click on personalize, I'll be taken to the designer tool, which is the DesignO designer tool. And then I'll be able to see my design. I'll do the proofing of it. I see the preview on a real-time basis, as you can see it here with the 3D preview facility. And once I'm done, I see the proofing and everything. I check my design. I'll then be able to add this product to the cart. I click on proceed, and it also gives me an option if I would like to save this design. If I come back later for the future orders, I'll be able to save it. At the moment, if I say no, I'll directly go to the cart page, and then it will take me to the cart page of this corporate storefront. And here I can just click on proceed to checkout and follow the checkout formalities. Now, once I am done with this, if I am a normal employee, these orders are going to be visible to my manager or my location head, who is responsible to validate all the orders coming through. And then he will be able to either reject or approve my order request. If he rejects it, the order is not going to be placed further. If he approves it, then yes, order is going to be placed further. Printer is going to receive the order centrally within the order management system. He is going to then print this, and then he's going to drop ship that. He's going to provide that, fulfill the order. So this is the user style side of the story. The corporate storefront side of the story, where the employees are able to see the product and place the order. Now let me go some more deeper here. I can go and see. Now this is what you are seeing here is the corporate brand admin. So this is the B2B store admin, as we call it. So we provide the provision within the DesignO first to create corporate storefront like this or like this. So this is a Skyline Reality Group. This is a Wellness Healthcare Group. Now for the Skyline Reality Group, this is the B2B store admin for the Skyline Reality Group. And what he will be able to do is he can see all the locations. So as a store admin for the B2B corporate, I can create my locations. So if let's say if I have operations on 2 different locations and I'm starting another location, I can just click here. I can fill in the location details. I can fill in the detail of the person going to be responsible into that. I fill all these details and can create a new location. And the entry will be available here. Now against each location, you can define the location head or the manager, in other words, who is going to be responsible to cater to all the order requests coming through this location. So you can see I can, define who is going to be my location head for this particular location. And then I have the user management. Now you can see 2 buttons, fetch user and B2B portal. What we have done is we have done a 2-way integration here. In the current scenario and the current website that you are seeing, the demo that you are seeing, what we have done is we have used WooCommerce as an e-commerce technology platform and integrated this concept with it. So when you click on fetch user, you can directly fetch the user from the e-commerce platform. This is on the WooCommerce, but the same concept which I am showing you can also be extended to the other e-commerce platform, let's say Shopify, right? So fetch user button, while clicking on this, will allow a fetch user from the e-commerce directly into this portal. Or else I can directly add a B2B portal user here itself. So I can insert a portal user, and then there are some other configuration settings which I'll be able to do. One is assigning the location. So let's say there are new employees joining. You insert their accounts, you create their account, and then you can define, you have two locations. You can define at which location he's going to work, whether it's Skyline Performance or Skyline Drive.
Yeah.
Once you select that, it will then again give you an option whether to review the order coming through this employee or direct order submission is possible for him. Now, based on the employee ranks, for some of the employees, probably you don't want the order to be reviewed, right? They can directly place the order, which does not require any approval workflow. And these order can be directly submitted to the printer as the final orders. While for the other employees, you can define that all the orders coming through him should be reviewed before the ordering is actually done.
Yep.
So these kind of user management is something that you can achieve here, right? Now, because I'm a store admin and not a location head, I have the authority to create the location. But if I log in as not the store admin, but a location head, you can see I don't have this tab of location creation, because this is, I have logged in as a location head, not as a store admin. So I will have the permission to create the users, to fetch the users, but I'll not be having the permission to create the department or location, because that is with the B2B store admin itself, right?
Yeah.
So this is the key difference between the B2B store admin and a respective location heads or the managers. Once these things are handled, let me show you how the order flow happens. So here, when the customer finish the proceed to checkout button and completes the formalities, the order first comes here. Now you can see there are three sample orders that you can see on my screen. One order is approved, one order is rejected, one order is pending. So whenever there is an order, it will first come to the location head or the manager, and he will have all the options available here. He can view the order, he can download the order, he can download the artwork preview file and check it. He will have the authority to reject the order or approve the order. If the order is approved, then the printer will finally get this order entry within his order management system, and he can then actually process the order and do the operations and execution of that order.
Yeah.
If the location head or even the B2B store admin can reject the order, then it will be rejected at this level itself. It's not going to be processed further, right? And as I mentioned previously, we do have a provision to set the limits for the B2B accounts, some credit limits, right? So if it goes beyond that, then also the order is not something that is going to be entertained, right?
Yep.
The account related settings are something that can be handled here for the B2B store admin. You can see this. You can see the total credit amount. You can see the debit amount. You can see the approved amount, total balance. So the total credit given to this B2B client, Skyline Reality, is $5,500. They've used $20 now, and they can yet place the order worth 5480 of credit. And these credit limits is something that the printer can set, which will be different for different B2B store or the corporate store. Okay. So I hope the flow and the understanding is clear when it comes to how the B2B storefront or even the franchisee storefront can look like, how it looks like, how the user side of the flow is, what are all the functionalities, and checks that the store admin, even the location heads have with them.
Cool. That's good. Looks good. So, I mean, in terms of if a client wanted to run this live, we'd be in a scenario where if they had one client who had a site that was needing to be in one platform and another in another, that could all be managed through the central admin without any issue. Whereas many of the B2B platforms presently are restricted to one specific platform, which means that there's a lot of work to accommodate people that don't work within the framework that they've set their business up with.
Yes.
Fantastic. So, I mean, in terms of the scenarios, that would work exactly the same for a large corporate as it would be for a large franchise operation.
Yes, that is the beauty of the concept here, that not only for the large corporates, but also for the franchisee owners and franchisee concept, it's exactly going to work for their
Yeah.
workflow as well.
Excellent. And existing DesignO users can take advantage of this module should they want to expand into B2B, or they want to, or they have a requirement for B2B. It's not a difficult transition.
Not at all a difficult transition. If we see who all is in for this built for, so you can consider the existing B2B focused printers. So printers who are already sufficing the B2B portals,
Yep.
franchisee and multi-location operators, and also, as you said, the existing DesignO customers who are planning to expand their business. Because you see, with DesignO, we have many success stories. We have seen customer, we have been part of their success story, we have witnessed their success story. We have customers ranging from SMEs to large corporates, conglomerates, who are having many more brick and mortar stores and also online stores. So we have best of both the worlds. And that's why you can see the growth stage print businesses
Mm.
that are actually growth hungry. They have the appetite. They have grown to an extent and now all set for the next level of growth stories. So
So the beauty is, I guess, that if someone, so an existing designer user can quite happily expand in and accommodate for a B2B requirement, but it could be that someone who's new to Designo needs to have a lot more of a deeper dive on things, might only have a B2B requirement right now to look after existing client base, but they may have aspirations on B2C. So they could almost do the reverse of an existing B2C environment for Designo moving into B2B, but they would work the opposite way around. And there's no issue in doing that. It just basically allows you to exploit both business opportunities.
exactly, yes.
Perfect.
And also, just a quick slide on what a traditional B2B and DesignO B2B module, how it differentiates. The
Yep.
major differentiation, as you can see, is on the lives inside the DesignO. So the entire B2B module and functionality. So when you see the backend here, it is the DesignO backend wherein the store locator and B2B admin is logging in. It's
Yep.
not any e-commerce platform which is running here, right?
Yep.
So that is the biggest differentiator. The migration, you can migrate freely from different technology platforms. It's built to extend to any platform. So since the inception of the DesignO, what we have uh, practically taken care of the thing is to make the solution which is technical debt free. What does
Yep.
that mean? That even with the designer tool as well, we have not used any kind of frameworks which we feel might get obsolete in the future. It's
Yep.
purely written in a way that it's technically debt free and not dependent on particular framework. Even our designer tool, which you have just seen when I was, customizing the letterhead, the
Mm.
way it is written, it is purely written without any framework dependency. So we
Yep.
particularly take care of all these aspects, not only the functional aspect. So it is built to last. It's built to extend to not only the present platforms, but the future platforms. And that's why I use the term future proof.
Yeah. So the cost saving, if you ignore the opportunities, the cost savings in itself are going to give people the ability to put a lot of effort into their B2B relationships, spend as much time, effort, money that's required, but with no worry that in a year, 2 years or more, that if a client comes along and insists they work with a different platform, or they find that their complete web platform currently it becomes obsolete or superseded, that they can change without worrying about all of the back end administration and editing functionality and tools, which gives ultimate freedom, which is something that I don't know many products out there that can do this. Certainly not the traditional products in the web to print space, which tended to live within its own space, all aspects of it, and the ability to link into different platforms was difficult at best, in some cases impossible.
Correct.
Yeah, perfect. Very exciting.
So, Tim, you have any other questions? I guess I could suffice your thrust
I
of.
could fill you with questions, but I'm guessing, given other webinars that I've been on, there's probably some questions coming in from the attendees. So I'm quite happy to give you a lot of questions and be selfish, but maybe I should be a little bit selfless and allow some room for questions. I know that we're on a time limit, so you're
Yes.
no doubt going to get back to everybody. But yeah, I don't know. AJ, is there anything that's come
Yeah,
in, or do
so
you
we
want me
have
to
got some
fill
questions.
the time?
Yeah, so we have got some questions here. So one of the attendees is
Uh-huh.
asking that are there any examples that can be seen?
Examples of.
Uh, so the answer is not specific. If
You mean examples of existing websites that are already in play?
uh, maybe, yeah,
The only trouble I always find with B2B over
anywhere,
B2C,
yes.
yeah, B2C is something that most people can see online. B2B is always tied up contractually with the printer, and very, very rarely does anyone want to allow anybody, except for their own team and their customer, to access their own B2B environment, because naturally it opens you up on a competitive level. But I mean, I'm guessing that if someone wants to see how it works, that um, a live demo could be put in place, yeah, or maybe even if needs be, if there's enough interest, we could organise a following webinar to maybe dive a bit deeper into it.
Okay. We have another question here coming up. So, what does a typical implementation timeline for the DesignO B2B module look like from kickoff to go live?
Okay, I'll take this question. It is really very subjective, Ajay, and we need to really see what the existing technical setup is there and what are the other tools and solutions we are dealing with. If I still need to answer, it can be anywhere around 3 to 4 weeks of implementation timeline that you can consider. But as I said, it's very subjective. We need to consider the existing setup, the other requirements in place, and then only a particular timeline can be given. And that will be project specific.
And Ankit, just on the back of that, obviously there's differing levels of skills and internal resource within pretty much, if we're dealing just with print alone. So there are going to be some print companies that are going to have, a very comprehensive tech team that could manage all aspects of this. They're probably managing their own site builds, clients, etc. But then you've got the other end where people have probably got no skill at all. That's no reflection on their abilities. It's just that some businesses aren't set up to manage the web environment and this kind of tech stack. How does DesignNBuy manage that? Are you in a position to cater for both ends, i.e., allowing a company to be completely self-sufficient, and at the other end, pretty much handhold someone right the way through the process to ensure that they but they don't fall foul of a lot of the issues that I know printers have fallen foul of historically within web to print.
Yes, team, we adapt uh, and we are very flexible in our approach, and we highly adapt based on what are the technical acumen or the IT acumen our clients and the printers possess, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So we are ready to be a complete IT backbone for them if they need to be, if they already have established team and work in conjunction with that team. So that is also something that we have done it. So we are flexible at every level. We can be a one-stop shop for the entire need. We can be fit in based on their IT acumen. And both ways are
brilliant.
equally good for us.
Perfect, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, Ajay, if you have any other
So
question.
yeah, we have more questions. So can you show your backend how you push the files? Also, do you set up everything, or does the customer has to watch videos in order to set it up?
Okay, so in order to answer this question, and probably I need to go more deeper into the design part of it. So maybe many of you would be seeing DesignO for the first time, and because this webinar it was more intentional towards the B2B concept. In the interest of time, I could not cover the other aspect of the DesignO, but DesignO comprehensively is a one of its kind omni-channel platform which not only caters the B2B, which was the focus for today's discussion, but it also caters your B2C. It also caters your offline channel. We do have a quotation module, as you can see it here. I'll just give a high level understanding of what are all the capabilities that you can, expect from the solution like DesignO. A multi-store setup concept like this B2B concept I told you. You can centrally manage your assets, your libraries, your design assets, configuration settings of the products, a very robust pricing mechanism. We have it for the printers, which you will seldom find in the e-commerce platforms. So irrespective of the technology stack that you are using for your e-commerce platforms, DesignO will be capable enough to configure your pricing and product structure, specifically considering your print product for this. You also have a complete order management, job management, and workflow management functionality available, right? There are also other different features wherein it allows you to manage the branding to even incorporate third-party tool and push the data through the help of a webhook wherein no code level integration or no API integration will be required. And DesignO is also capable to handle multiple e-commerce platform integration. So imagine a scenario where you have different regional websites or different websites cater to different product verticals. All of them can be centrally integrated with DesignO. They can enjoy the central pool of design assets, templates, libraries, and all of them are capable to provide personalization services on their websites, allowing their customers, be it B2C or B2B customers, to freely go and have the hassle-free experience of online designing, proofing, and placing the order. So it's a complete solution, a complete standalone design or web to print solution that we offer, and it is very difficult to show it everything within the span of 45 minutes and in the interest of time. But yeah, what I suggest is for all those who really have the interest and would like to explore it, we can definitely set up a one-on-one meeting and a tailored demonstration based on their requirement we can provide. So they can just list down the points of interest, their requirement, that their key pain points they would like to address, and we can tailor the demonstration accordingly. And we are open to showcase that way, Ajay. That is what I can tell right now.
And Ankit, on that point, you said about obviously the omni-channel capability, offline,
Yes.
online, multiple sites, multiple regions, whatever it might be. I guess that with one central source of truth, if you like, the brain, it makes integration into the production environment much easier. So, integrating into a management information system or into a production workflow. And with that capability, and I guess the same level of autonomy in terms of your choice of platform, it's realistically however you work, the products can be fed in conjunction with your existing setup. So, I mean, I guess that brings into question a previous webinar regarding the way that you're pre-flighting products as they're coming in. Now, naturally, there's no need to pre-flight a lot of the B2B because the templates will be set up against the brand constraints. So the only errors often in B2B are user error. But I think it's interesting that not only have you got the compliance with any tech front end, as in, but also out. So I think that's also a good thing. I mean, are there any limitations there with MIS and production workflow?
No, there are no limitations with that. And as I said, it can be integrated with any third-party MIS system. Okay. API integration is always an option, but we have come up with the webhook integration, and right now many of the leading MIS and other solution providers, they have the webhook integration capabilities. They
Yeah.
can just create a URL with a push, and we can transfer all the required details through the webhook without any code level integration to that third
Yeah.
party MIS for them to seamlessly function their MIS structure and other operational activities.
Fantastic.
Ajay, do
Any
you
others,
have any
AJ?
questions?
We have multiple questions, but yeah, obviously we have some time constraint here, so we cannot cover each and every one. But still, I want to cover the last question, which I really find it interesting. So, a user is asking that I'm new to DesignO and I'm just exploring it for the first time. It looks powerful, but where should I begin to really make the most out of it?
Yeah, so as I mentioned here, for the first time user or who is exploring the DesignO, the capabilities are endless. It is really what they are looking for. I mean, it really the question will be what is their setup, what is their pain points, and how DesignO can address it. Because DesignO itself has multiple modules and capabilities in order to suffice different use cases, different user stories and workflows. As I mentioned, not only offline orders, B2C orders, B2B orders, everything is part of it. Uh, giving, setting up the pricing structures, complex pricing mechanism, setting up the templates, 3D preview and functionality, proofing functionality, and also it's a one-stop solution for all the different ranges of product, be it your merchandise product like your mug or your keychain, or it can be wide format print products like a banner of 40 feet by 50 feet, be it your pouch product or a tube product, or be it your packaging product with corrugated boxes or even commercial print products. Everything cumulatively can be managed, configured, and can be offered through DesignO. So it really depends on what range of products they are using, what kind of business use case they would like to suffice, what is the present problem statement they are dealing with, and accordingly we can share how DesignO is going to be of help for them. So again, I request a detailed one-to-one personalization consultation session will be is something that I recommend, and based on that we can show more capabilities of DesignO suitable for their use cases.
Fantastic. And AJ, well, I mean, obviously running out of time, will everybody get an option to have their questions answered outside of the webinar?
Yes, I will share the recordings, and also will have them if they want to to have a personalized demo, they can book a demo with us, and then we can cover their doubts for sure.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
So I think let's just. Is there anything else, Ankit, that you need to share?
As I said, Ajay, there are so many things, but in the interest of time, I
Yeah.
just covered the B2B concept, the flow, and the workflow and the features. But even in fact, into the B2B domain, we can provide in more detailed demonstration to the requesters who are really interested into it.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So I guess
Okay,
really
so
in closing, even though someone may be operating a B2B environment presently, a lot of the time their only option to cater for B2C is to effectively bring another technology in and manage it out as different admin, which gives you obviously resource drain. But if someone is looking to be able to span both B2B and B2C across multiple platforms, omni-channel, as you say, realistically, we can help migrate people over from where they presently are, as well as anyone that's looking to do this for maybe the first time.
Yeah.
okay.
Perfect.
So yes, let me just end this on a good note. So huge thank you to Ankit and Tim. Genuinely one of the most honest conversation I have heard about B2B in print. Really appreciate you both taking the time, and to
My
everyone,
pleasure.
in fact, who joined us today. Thank you. Whether you were here for the whole time or just got the last bit, really glad you came. So if you got more questions, as I'm saying it again, that we didn't get to today, don't worry. Reach out to our team and we'll make sure you get the answers you need. Oh, and one last thing, the recording of today's session will be landing in your inbox. So keep an eye on your email and it will be great one to revisit or share with our team. So, all right, everyone, that's it from us today. Take care and we'll see you
Thank you,
next time.
Ajay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you.